It's the leader. He's the wizard. He's forcing the mouth open.
Well, stop him. Kill him or something.
My dagger is gone. You kill him.
Not me. It's bad luck to kill a wizard.
Wait. There's a better way to take care of a wizard.
Welcome to episode 8 of As Garfield Intended. Tonight we've got Brandon and Jason with us. It was kind of a last minute free-for-all, so I hope you guys enjoy our nonsense we come up with. Thanks.
I don't know. That'd be kind of cool.
They said that a completely calcified gallbladder was pretty rare. So I was thinking I'd be able to like auction it off or something, but no, they took it and dissected it and did whatever they do.
Yeah, well, that'd be very E-Bond handish if you could like sacrifice that for a gain of some sort, like how the thralls work and all this sort of thing.
Man, yeah. Sacrifice
see
your gallbladder, you get an extra black man on your next event.
A couple black mana.
Yeah, that would be wild. I could see that. Oh, well. Oh, no, I see what he's got behind his background there. He's got the good artwork. Oh, no. Are we allowed to say that?
I know, this might be a more YouTube cast than audio, because I don't know. So we had a whole thing planned, and we were going to talk our Thrash Bash decks. And Eric's got a new format we've been kind of testing a little bit with, which is pretty cool. But everybody that was scheduled bailed on me, so I was like, all right, how about we'll just get the unplanned bullshit crew and we'll just wing it. Probably way better anyhow.
Here we are.
Yeah, sounds
good.
Sounds good to me.
Give it too much thought, man. It's gonna be all screwed up.
Yeah.
It sounds like you guys had a lot of fun at the Thrash Bash.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how did it go?
It was a good time, man. It was fun. It was a cool spot. I don't know. We had a really good. I don't know. There close to 30 people there. I don't know. I grabbed an old busted up skateboard. We were all gonna sign it, and then we ended up using that for the trophy. So the winner took the skateboard with him. He's gonna like bring it back, but he's gonna carry it around like the Stanley Cup and take pictures of it everywhere and stuff. So
sweet.
It's pretty cool. I accomplished what I went there for. I got the most Hesh deck award, which was tough, man. I put a lot of freaking thought into it. So I was really happy actually to win it.
Is that like the Spice Award for Thrash then? I assume?
Yeah, that was kind of like their version of Spice. Instead of going spicy, he wanted like here, I'll share what I played. I'll get this out of the way here. But so this was my deck photo. I got beer can. I ordered some 5 empty VHS cassette tapes. And then I just printed out my own. I don't know if you can see it, but I actually got the ebon hand on the skateboard there in the front. So I made my own and made that into the deck box. So if you open it up, there was like the 2 halves just fit inside of VHS. So I was carrying around the Thrash and VHS with me all day for my deck box. So that was kind of cool. Gave a couple of them away as prizes. So people liked those. And actually there was a couple of people that was just cool. Like some dudes drove from, I don't know, quite a distance. I don't want to screw it up, but he's like, yeah, I don't even play old school. I just like Thrash in the movie, man. I'm just here for that.
I'm here for the movie.
Yeah, he just heard there was people were going to celebrate Thrash in the movie. They came for that. And like our buddy AJ went with us. He hasn't played old school in forever. Didn't have a deck or anything. He just showed up. So we jamming. So we made him like an Enchantress deck, and it was a good time. A lot of just hard school skater types living on the edge. It was in this big castle. It was a really good time. It was a lot of fun.
How did this deck do? Like, this deck kind of pulls at my heartstrings as I'm looking through it. I mean, did you do all right, middle of the pack or something, or?
Well, yeah, I actually did decent. Well, I did like 3-2, I guess. Yeah.
Hey, it's a winning record.
Yeah, it was a winning record. So I mean, of our crew, I might have got like 11th place or something. I don't know. Wasn't horrendous.
Who was winning at shops? I would assume.
Yeah, I think it was a shop stick at the top against. I don't know. It was kind of the normal stuff. I couldn't even. Yeah, a shop stick did win the whole thing.
Yeah. That's all right.
But yeah, I got to pull some cool stuff, man. So like an Erg Raider with a freaking immolation on there. He's like a 4/1. Just going for it. Everything in the entire deck, all of it died to bolt. Just screw it, man. Ball lightnings. Um, that Jin, he's a 6/3. So I got the 6/1s, the 6/3s, Mountain Yetis, Bloodlust. It just went hard. And the bolts. It was just like throw it all to the wind. We're going for it, man. I did get to like ball lightning, immolation for 10, and I think I did it again the second turn, just like, oh, guess what's happening again? Another ball lightning immolation. But and then I ran 3 main Shatterstorm, and hardly any artifacts, and that actually did some work too. But I had some great games. Like there was 2 Ollie from Cairo. So the one game I drop him and I proceed to win. They just couldn't get me below 1, couldn't deal with Ollie. So then we went to game 3. I had 1 Ollie in my hand. I knew he had like sideboard tech against me, so I demonic tutored and went and got the second one. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna play the first one. He's gonna kill it, and I'll play the second one. And to me, he was on a green-white deck. And I'll be damned if he didn't drop control magic and take that Ollie from me. And I was just like, wait a minute, you played a double blue and a green-white deck? Like, how's this possible? Where'd that come from? And that kind of wrecked me. I had one game I felt so bad for the dude, man. I went that direction, but like I stripped his land, and then I Shatterstormed 2 Moxes, and then I tutored for another strip mine. And that was all he played for the entire game. He never saw another land. I just proceeded to dirtle around and eventually just take him out with something. And then the next game, he's just like, Mox, Soul Ring. I'm like, all right, well, we'll Shatterstorm all those. And he just couldn't get on color, man. The guy played 1 actual spell in both games. It was just awful. Nah. I felt bad almost. But so I pulled it off. They gave me the most Hesh prize, which is pretty sweet.
Did you break out the Blood Moons on anybody?
I tried a little bit of Blood Moon, and it actually wrecked me because I couldn't cast Ancestral.
That's why I asked. I was looking through.
Yeah, it was so bad because I like Blood Moon, next turn top deck Ancestral, and then I get Time Walk, and I have no blue. 2 blue cards in my entire deck, and cracked them both. The Solkanar was encouraged to do that. He didn't really do much. I did fork my own Ancestral game, so I got to draw 6. That was good. And Falling Star was decent too. It kind of wrecked. I think one of the games I played AJ, who was on Enchantress, and he's like, "Wait, how's that work?" I'm like, "Hey, yeah, I kill your Enchantress and your creature, and like everything's so that was a really good side tech."
Way to go, Brian. The guy comes out of retirement to come play, and you immediately crush his soul. Now he's back in retirement, probably.
Dude, he hit me with like a 14/14 Rabid Wombat. It was amazing. Yeah, it was just running Enchantress with Wombat, and every time you played enchantment, you get another one. He had the +3/+3, like Angelic Destiny or whatever that's called. And gosh, man, he threw like a couple of those on there. Yeah, he definitely beat me a game, but I did come back and get him another one.
Good. Well, it sounds like you guys had a lot of fun. The venue looked like it was pretty cool. So I told Eric today, I said, the next old school term, I said, doesn't matter where it's at. I said, if I catch an invite, I said, I'll be there. I'm coming to it because I've been turning them down all year because they're just, odds and ends been on hand to get to. But I'm going to drag Jason with him. I'm really going to pressure. Me and him, we're coming. We'll be there. Whatever the next one is, we're going to be there. I don't care what it is or where it's at. We'll be there.
Yeah. I'm down.
Well, I'm thinking, not exactly sure when, but I think we're going to try to do some type of a event at the new factory, got the big warehouse with maybe the new rules, like kind of do it either a Friday or Saturday, something that seems to work out for a lot of people a little better if they can do like a weekend thing for a bigger group.
Yeah.
So don't have the date just yet, but that's what we're kind of thinking is to celebrate Magic 30. instead of spending $1,000 on proxies, we're just gonna spend nothing on proxies and have an event and give those out. So
I see you popped up a conversation starter there. I'm interested to hear. Like, I do have an open mind about this. Like, I want to believe that this would be an opportunity to crack a Lotus, and this, all the hype that surrounds it, because I didn't play 94, like I got into old school just because I'm around you guys, and I kind of got into it on the cheap. That's why I play red cards for the most part. So like the opportunity to come in and like, oh, maybe you will crack a Lotus, maybe you will do this sort of thing. It's like, oh, that might be kind of interesting. But the more I have conversations with different players privately, I haven't met a single person who is excited about 30th anniversary edition. Now, Jason may have a different perspective, because I know he trades pretty, he's a pretty avid trader, and he could probably tell you what the spot price is of a Lotus and what everything is. But I'd be curious about his thoughts on this, because I would love to believe that 30th anniversary is going to be good, but I think it's probably a bad call. Jason, you want to talk about this? So, like, what's your opinion on this? Are you excited about it? Do you think it sucks? Like, where are we at on this?
No, I'm not. I'm not excited about this at all. Part of me, part of me wants to buy a bunch of it and then just sit on it.
I talked to Eric about that same thing, and he's like, "Don't you dare!"
Yeah.
I'm like, all right. Yeah.
Part of me wants to do that, but then the other part of me, I don't have enough, like, my little magic card business doesn't have enough like capital.
You're tying up a ton of. I mean, you spend $1,000 for a box of shit, and then a year and a half later you sell it for $1,500. You could have just freaking bought like a moat.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean,
I
guess the play would be to like sit on it for like 10 years or something like that. But for me, I sit
on a moat for 10 years. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I mean, for me, so like, okay, so let's say you spent $1,000 on that. Let's say you did do it, and you spent $1,000 on it in 10 years. It was worth
$7.
Yeah. Let's just say, that 7,000 was, or 7,000. Let's say that $1,000 that you spent, let's say it like went to 5,000. Let's say they're going for $5,000 for 4 packs in 10 years. For me, I'm just better off just using that $1,000 to keep just turning through collections.
Yeah.
And I'll end up better. So, like, from a financial point, it's not really worth it. From a like player's perspective, I don't really know who this is for. The new bordered cards from Alpha, like, who in the hell wants that? I can't think of anybody that would want like a sedge troll with a new border or something like that. Like who the hell?
You guys just came from Thrash Bash. I mean, this was announced before that. Did anybody express any interest at all, or was everybody just kind of bashing it and saying, "Oh, it's garbage"? I mean, these are essentially
it's total garbage. These are complete waste.
Expensive proxies, not because they're not playable. They're not tournament legal or anything.
It's good for nobody. I mean, no one is going to want this.
The only person it's good for, and this is probably what I'm going to do, is the only thing that it's good for is the dual lands. So the dual lands have a double the chance of getting a dual land in one of the packs. So, the old bordered dual lands, even though they look funky, they'll be legal in old school.
And Commander, Commander players want that stuff. It's cool. It's just the price is just dumb. I mean,
Well, let's just see what we got
the,
here.
I think the Commander players aren't going to care about, like, I think some of them will want the new bordered ones, but like for people who play old
dude,
school,
all right. So
there you go.
Have you anyone messed with the Magic 30 simulator? Check this out.
No, I've not
Crack
seen
4
this.
packs.
This is interesting.
We get a new border earthquake, a Lich old frame. That's sick. Farmstead, the Hive,
Farmstead,
and an old border Savannah.
Old bordered Savannah. Look at you.
Not bad. All right, let's do this again. That's one of the better I've ever seen. Let's crack 4 more. All right, here we got Illusionary Mask, Aspect of the Wolf, Nev's Disc, and I'll buy you new border.
New border
right.
by you.
New border by you.
You gotta keep in mind every time you push that button, it's $1,000. So.
Yeah,
that's they got this button on here. Pull until until we get a Black Lotus. Let's see what this would
Let's
cost.
do it. Let's get the Lotus.
Oh, this is a record low. I've never seen $3,000.
Oh, we're rich boys. Everybody should be buying
this
these
is the
packs.
luckiest I've ever seen.
Yeah, but it still sucks, right? Because
it's the new border.
It's a new bordered Black Lotus. So what the hell are you gonna do with that?
All right, so here, for only 13,000, you can get an old frame with this guy's luck.
Yeah.
13 grand. Right.
13 grand for an old border Lotus that's got to be worse than any unlimited
What's the cheapest Lotus you can get right now? Just collector's edition Lotus, I assume.
Yeah, collector's edition. They're still $4,000 or something like that.
I've seen them come down. I saw one for 3,200.
I mean, there's 16 G bars to get it.
Well, that's the full power 9 though.
This is full power 9 for 16 grand.
Black Lotus old frame. Maybe I'm off. Maybe I should just be doing this. Yeah.
Maybe we should go.
Maybe I'm off. Yeah.
We're slowly talking ourselves into it. No,
get
I don't believe
spend
that.
you 16 grand for a
Well,
bunch
this
of
$56,000.
Yeah.
I'd be feeling pretty bad at this point.
Who here among us? All right, forget having the balls to buy it, to push the button and say, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and send me $16,000 a card so I can, do this simulator. Who here's got the actual balls to look their wife in the eyes and tell them what they did? I know.
No one's telling her.
I'm not doing that. So it's not even a question to me. Like if somebody wants to go for it, go, whatever, your call. But I'm out. I can't. I don't want to die. No way.
It does look like. I mean, did they bump up the I don't know. I mean, this would be awful. Warrior Command, Shivan Dragon, Anka Mishra, Mind Twist, all new bordered.
all new bordered. Yeah.
That's what I don't.
Yeah.
You not get it.
It's
I mean, an old
really
this is what I'm into. Like the Lord of Atlantis old frame. Like if that's $40 or something, I might pick those up to play at old school. But I don't want to pay $250 or $1,000, and that's my best pull.
My opinion is this is going to be outright rejected by the community, but as time goes on, probably bits and pieces of it will be accepted. But anybody who just goes headlong into this, expecting it's some kind of a get rich quick type of plan, get ready to get burned. I don't see it working out. It's just too much. And like Jason said, I don't know who this is really for, because $250 a pack is ridiculous, So it's not like it's for the nostalgia of cracking old school cards or something. You're not gonna buy enough of this that you're sitting around cracking packs and drafting with your buddies or something. It's never gonna happen. To draft, you'd have $6,000 in it or something with a handful of your buddies. It'd be terrible. You can't do this. Buy a car instead or something, So I don't really know who it's for. And then most of it's just an expensive proxy. Unfortunately, you can't use it it's not tournament legal. So I don't know. I've definitely got my doubts.
Yeah, when I first saw the ad for it or whatever, I thought that for $1,000 you got an entire set.
Yeah,
new board.
That's what I thought too. I did the exact same thing. And I'm like, I might do that. That's
I thought you got an entire set new border, and then I thought there were 4 packs that were included that were all old bordered packs. And so it was like, okay, well, you get a whole set of everything, and yeah, it's a new frame, but whatever. But then you get 4 cool packs that maybe you'll get an old bordered Lotus or something. And for $1,000, I was like, $1,000 is a lot, but I could see myself buying that.
They did that before, didn't they?
That was the
Collector's edition was like that.
Yeah, there were no packs, but yeah, collector's edition, it was $50 and you got one of every card.
That was so cool.
Except 10 of every land or something like that.
Yeah, that's celebrating for the players. This is celebrating for the corporate headquarters. This is just the corporate guys cracking the fancy champagne, like jerking off on each other. Like, we've been ripping kids off selling cardboard for 30 years. Look at what we just did. This is the most ridiculous. Some kid just spent $250 for a lace new border.
Yeah,
literally unplayable. With $0.0, and they're sold out. Like, they're just gonna dance around.
Does something like this damage the old school community, or does it bring attention to it, possibly bringing new players into it? In your guys' opinion,
I don't think it's going to bring too many new players into it, because I don't think that these cards are going to be. It's not like these cards are going to be released and it's like standard cards where they're going to be, $10 for a dual land or something. So I think that the prices of the old bordered versions of these cards are gonna be somewhere around collector's edition. And so I don't think it's gonna bring any new people in, because I don't think it's gonna make anything cheaper. But what it is gonna do is, for people that were kind of, because old school's expensive, and there are people that want to play cool decks, but maybe they don't have the super budget for it. It's gonna put more of those like proxy collector's edition style cards that are legal in old school. It'll put more out there, so maybe it'll drop the price just a little bit. I'm kind of excited about it, because the way I build my decks, I don't know. I've got this like old school mentality of building sets. So if I want to build a deck, I'm actually doing this with Tundras right now. So if I'm going to build like a blue-white deck, I'm going to have 1 Tundra from Revised, 1 Tundra from CE, 1 Tundra from IE, and then 1 Tundra from Unlimited. Well, this allows me to keep up with that. But now I don't have to spend $1,000 on an Unlimited Tundra. I'll just buy one of these things, right? And so anyway, so I'm kind of excited about that.
I get it. No, I definitely get it. I want to be careful that I don't talk too poorly of it, because if a 30th edition ends up in my deck, I don't want to eat my own words. It could happen. I don't see myself participating in this. But
I see very little doing anything. I don't think there's going to be a ton of it. Most of it's not the old border. There's not going to be a ton. It's going to have no impact on anything, in my opinion. I think it'll help Commander.
Probably. Yeah.
I wish Commander players could. I wish there was no reserve list, so that Commander players could buy all new cards and then give us the old ones.
That's a good point. Do you guys feel like the reserve list is being, violated from doing this? Because technically, through, we don't have Patrick on tonight to really break down the legal analysts of this, but just in your guys' opinion, are they breaking the oath that they made to players about not reprinting certain cards by doing this? Just your opinion.
No, and it's stupid anyhow. Look at freaking Birds of Paradise, not reserve list, right? Try to, what's an alpha one? $3,000. What's a beta one? $2,000. And what's a 5th edition one reprinted? Like 4 cents. It don't matter. The old prices, the old cards are going to be expensive, and they're going to look like these new. I don't even like the looks of this Magic 30. It looks kind of fake. If they just printed those in packs, I don't think it would change anything. A little bit. Some of these weird, Legends cards I'm trying to pick up and stuff would come down a little bit, but there's still a huge premium for just being 30 years old.
Yeah.
You
No,
know?
I respect that. You're right.
Yeah, and there's a billion examples of that stuff. I mean, how many Black Lotus did they have to print until they came down to $50? I mean, you'd have to print the shit out of those things because you just start rolling them out, and occasionally at some high rarity level, and
Yeah.
the vintage guys would snag them up, and everybody would be all over them, and
Yeah.
oh wow, collector's edition's down to 2,800 now. Great.
Yeah. I wouldn't get too worried. Yeah, if you pull through the drive-through at McDonald's and your kid pulls one out of there, it's Happy Meal. It's probably time to get concerned. But no, you're all right, I'd say.
Yeah. I mean, there are a lot of examples of reserve list stuff that's still super expensive. Regardless.
Yeah.
So I wish they'd print it and print it with new borders, and then the Commander players could have it, and then I could afford chains of Mistopheles or something. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like the collections are going to tank in value. Like, oh my God, these old dual lands are worthless now. I mean,
I just hope the price comes down on Necropotence so that Jason can afford to buy more of them, so he doesn't, lose too many to you, and it affects your guys' friendship. I'd hate to see that. So hopefully that'll help that.
Have you seen the finished? Maybe that leads to our next topic here. Have you seen the final rendition
of what, Necropotence that you won? Oh, he finished the artwork?
He did.
Do you have it?
I do.
Oh my God. This can't be. We're gonna have to start disclaimering this a little bit for our younger audience members. You can't.
Well, it's got to get bad because really, I want to just, my initial thought was, all right, let's talk about the best card to draw a dick on in Ante.
Oh my God, this is why we got called for tonight's podcast, right there.
Yeah.
But then you look at Necropotence.
Now it comes out like, oh, we're doing a dick podcast tonight, so we better call Jason and Brandon. Oh, it looks good. That's some fine artwork. How many hours of labor do you have in that, Jason? Talk to me about the masterpiece. I mean, that's what Michelangelo or Leonardo would want to do. So tell me about this.
I think I've got a solid hour in it. With my trip to Hobby Lobby to buy dick colored paints, and
that's not bad.
Yeah, and
I like the hair. The hair is well done. I mean, really, really, really good. And is this in Brian's possession now? Like, does he have it?
No, Steven won this.
No, Steven won this one.
Oh, Steven won it.
Yeah.
You think he'll put it in his deck and stuff? Because I know he's a Christian man,
He said he was going to put it in something.
I believe it.
I don't know. I think the Necropotence worked out pretty good. I was gonna go a little further with it, and do like I don't know how graphic we want to get on this podcast, but I was gonna have some liquid, kind of dripping down off of his face.
Yeah.
But I decided to go classy with it.
Oh yeah.
How did this ever start anyway? Because we started playing Ante.
Yeah, so
at the beginning of this year. Like, what is the history of the Ante? Because most people are just going to look at this and be like, "Oh, there's a guy with a card, bunch of dick." Like, there's a reason why those are on there. So maybe take them through some of the history on it, Brian.
Well, yeah, and we need to talk to the radio audience that isn't watching it. But so yeah, I mean, it is honestly, I keep hearing a lot of people talking about Ante is the greatest format. A lot of people are playing Ante 40K, which their decks are worth like $4,000. And I get that there's a lot of skin in the game and it's pretty intense. And you end up getting a jeweled bird or something. But just lately, I've been hearing a ton of them. It's like the progression of old schools is going to turn into Ante. But so our version of it, we just do alpha to alliances, and it's any printing with the old art. And I really like it. So you don't have to get too deep in the budget. You don't have to be dropping $4,000 or $5,000. Everyone can enjoy it. And then,
I mean, you can.
Yeah, you can. You can go in. I mean, we've seen Ancestral play. We've seen some different, value cards kind of show up here and there. But for the most part, the high end of a card's like $30 or something like that. And it's still super fun because you kind of limit you a little bit on what you're playing. You see some variety. It's not every deck's all pimped out. And then, when you lose, you get to alter it before you hand it over to your opponent that took it from you. And I don't know, 7 out of 10 times we're drawing dicks on it.
Draw dicks all over it. It's fucking
They're
awesome.
not. All altars are not dicks, but here lately there's been a theme, I guess.
There has been a theme lately, yes, yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you get salty about your opponent is taking your cards from you. And it's like, well, I know how I'm gonna, get even with him. I'm just gotta give him something he doesn't actually want. So this is obviously caught on, and now, yeah, this is where we are. This is what's going on.
Ante's one of those cool things. Like back in the day, when the game first came out, Ante was like, that was the rule. Like you played for Ante, and like the original intention for it was that it was it was like the ultimate way to make everything self-correcting, because nobody's going to build. Well, you couldn't get you didn't have access to all the cards. But B, if you played with all your super powerful cards, then there's more of a chance that you're going to lose your super powerful cards. So, nothing stops Brian from throwing a $50,000 deck in Ante, but, there's a risk versus reward type thing. And
So who lost this one?
Who's
shivving is that?
I lost this one. It's unlimited shivens. They're worth a little more than some cards, but it was in bad shape, man. It had a big crease at the top. But yeah, the Ante's been fun because we our exceptions. We got one jeweled bird. We flat out banned Mind Twist because it's just annoying, and one contract from below, and that seems pretty cool. So you get the vibe, and then the other Ante cards are allowed too. We haven't seen a ton of those, and but yeah, you can build some really inexpensive Ante decks. So like we were talking Enchantress, I'm like, you can build an entire Enchantress deck for like $18, and then go after and try to win unlimited shivens. But the problem with winning is you're gonna have a dick on him, and then you're like, well, did I really win or not? Yeah, I don't know. But we flipped to this one. So I was like, I really need bolts for my deck because my only black border bolts I have are alpha. And so luckily this was Friday night. I pulled this one off of must have been Beat Steven. Got a bolt. He was able to alter this nice little addition on there, and played it the next day in the deck and did some work too. I think it did extra work.
Perfect.
So if you're sitting down, Brandon, I also won this one from.
What? No. Who did this one? Is this more Jason artwork?
This is more Jason artwork.
It is.
So my original topic was like, what's the best card to draw a dick on? And it turns out it's any card.
Any card.
It's any freaking card. No matter what you can, there's always a way. So this Hypnotic Spectre, instead of having legs, it's just all penis all the way down, wraps around, does a 90, comes back on itself. It's longer than its entire body. Oh yeah, it's an impressive member.
There was an artist dilemma as I was staring at this Hypnotic Spectre on whether or not the dick should continue up into his torso. But I made the artistic decision to just leave it below the waist, and to
classy. Keep it classy.
Yeah, and just to leave the spirit stuff. It's also worth noting that I bought the cheapest paint that Hobby Lobby had, so when I was drawing the veins, the paint is like all splotchy, so those veins actually kind of are 3D and they stick out of the card.
Yeah, you can kind of see it's sort of got braille.
Yeah,
there, but...
so that's just a little bit of extra realism for you guys.
Oh my god!
And I've still got a ton of this shit left. So like I said in the chat, I need to lose some more cards because I need to use. I've got 2 ounces of each color of this dick paint that I need to use.
Oh, I'm ready to go too.
Yeah.
Now this one here made my day, man.
Yeah, that one I laughed.
Yeah, this was amazing. I don't know. I told it's not a good radio episode. This is definitely a YouTube watch, but the lava tubes, when you drew the little sperm coming down through the tubes.
Yeah.
Oh, they killed me, man.
This is some of my best work. This
is some of your best work.
This is one of my best pieces. I showed this to my wife, and she said she liked two things about it. She liked the smiley faces.
Yes,
and
they're happy.
She liked the ones in the background that were kind of shadowy.
Yeah, I know. That's very
played with the light, So yeah. I like this one too. It makes me happy.
Yeah, so that's the beauty then. So once I've won this, like I used to hate lava tubes. Now this, I can't play a black red deck without this card in it. Like it has to be in there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I am kind of torn because I have like a binder of anti stuff I keep, which is really cool. So it is like I would hate to lose this. It's a prized possession of mine right now. And it's like,
well, it's meant to be. I do the same thing. I've got a binder of 4 Ante. So like all I like that one too. All of my cards with dicks drawn on them and stuff like that go in that Ante binder. But the whole purpose for me is to say, because I don't have a whole lot of extra cards. I build decks out of basically sets. So, and I don't want to lose those cards in the sets. So like for my Ante deck, I just went and bought the whole Ante deck. It was like $130 or something like that. So I just bought it. Well, now I've got a binder of all these extra Ante cards with dicks and shit drawn all over them, and I can start pulling from that binder to replace cards when I lose them for Ante. And so my deck will start as like this halfway streamlined Necro deck, but then it'll just divulge into pure chaos with all the dick cards that I can put in it.
Yeah, it would be awesome to have a full deck of anti-wins.
Yeah.
You'd have to make sure the kids never find it. They don't really think you're just weird shit. But
I have to like hide it with your Playboys and stuff if that's
right
anymore.
I guess that's where we're at. We started off talking about folks who are spending $250 to buy a pack of cards, and now we're to the part where actually we just draw dicks on ours, so we're okay with whatever.
Yeah,
I guarantee you, I had more fun losing this 5-cent disenchant than anyone's going to crack a $250 booster pack. So
yeah,
I mean, if you enjoy playing games for fun, maybe you should consider this type of a scenario.
Yeah, some of the best times I've had playing Magic here recently was, Brian, when you came over that time. I mean, I was drunker than hell, but we were sitting there playing for Ante, and it was just like, you just lose a card, and it's just fun because, halfway because you're drunk, and then halfway just because you get to draw dicks all over things. So
I feel like we should play with our antes revealed. I mean, it would probably make a person try harder about what they're getting ready to take the L for.
I don't know. It is fun being down. I mean, you don't know what you're gonna end up with at the end.
I can see it both ways. When I was a kid, so when I first started playing Magic, back in like 1994, we would play for Ante like with the kids in the neighborhood and stuff. And we would do face up at the beginning, so you knew what you were playing for. And
I would say if you didn't have jeweled birds.
Yeah, we weren't that we weren't that smart, I guess.
Yeah, right. But I mean, with jeweled bird, you end up like cracking the jeweled bird to get something. You're like, crap, that's nothing. Like, I might not have even bothered with that.
Yeah, but sometimes so it adds an extra layer, right? Because like if you were playing it face up and you're down a game, or if you're losing and the face up card is just like a swamp or something, then
you just like screw it. I'm not gonna play this contract.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, maybe we should make like a house rule then. If you play Ebon Mox of some sort, that you have to reveal your ante, and if it's a land, you replace it. something like a little extra, like
Yeah, I thought of having even just
punishment
a
for
house
something like
rule.
this.
If
There's
you
a
lose
house
something
rule.
you really care about, you can like double down and like leave it out there or something like that. You know, like there's a gentleman's ante. Like, all right, that was my freaking ancestral. I want another shot at it. Like that's your ante next game. I feel like you could call. I don't know what is it when pirates call their thing to a parlay or something.
Parlay.
Yeah, I'm gonna parlay that one. And you're just like, oh, all right, shit. I gotta leave it out there for the next match. Then you want your one shot to get that back.
I'd be fine with that, but you can't call it when you're losing. You need to call it immediately or something.
Well, no, it's like after you've lost it. So the game's over. You lost it. You flip it over. It's a freaking time walk, and you're like, dude, all right, I'm using my once a night parlay. Put it back out for ante, and it's face up, and I know what I'm going for, and I'm going hard.
I don't know. I don't know if I like that. And the reason I don't know if I like that is because if you're playing a deck with like a time walk and stuff like that, and everybody else is playing just random shit because it's ante, you're already in a pretty good position to win because you've just like seeded your deck with all these powerful cards.
Yeah.
And if there's a chance that like, oh, I'm going to lose one of those powerful cards, so now I'm going to play another game against you, where my busted ass deck with all the powerful cards plays against your jank, you're probably just going to win it back. I think it's better just to say, you flip it over. Sorry, if you don't want to lose that shit, don't play with that shit.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
You're right. I agree. Don't play it if you don't want to lose it.
That's right.
That's what keeps ante honest. That's what keeps people from playing the deck or full shops and all this sort of thing against you in ante. They can't deal with the loss. They don't want to handle it.
Because it works itself out. Because if I'm playing shit and you're playing like the deck, then there's more of a chance that the card that you're going to flip over is worth, a bunch. But at the same time, there's more of a chance that you're just going to beat my ass anyway. So it doesn't matter. So in the off chance that I, come up and, underdog the shit out of you, then my prize is, I guess.
Yep.
Well, I love it. I mean, not all of them are dicks. Obviously, there's some things that some people actually have talent. The Kid Rock Felwar Stone or something is also equally priceless. So it just seems like when you're been drinking a lot, you need to lose a snow covered land. You just make a dick covered land. That's just how it goes. It's like the default. I'm not even sure what was going on here. This is
you playing with a dick?
I don't know. It might be a bong. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, I think it could be a bong. I don't know. It's veiny though. I don't know.
Yeah, it kind of looked like he was playing with his dick and crying at the same time. I don't know what that's all about.
I think I was flipping you off or something. Counter stuff.
Yeah, it's I'm not done playing ante for a long time. I'm afraid.
I like that
one. Card there wins.
I like that one.
Yeah.
Who did that one?
Oh, Mr. Steven, man. He's a master. Oh, that's the Lang smoking a bone.
Yeah.
Definitely
so much good stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff. And,
yeah, we need more ante games. I mean, honestly, we need more pictures. We need more cards being drawn on.
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, I'm glad we're hitting a few highlights here right now while we're doing it, but I'm with you, Jason. We need to get together and just get drunk again, jam some games.
Yeah,
that's a good time.
Totally down.
For those who are watching, we do share all this in the Discord, so we can kind of keep a track of who's losing what and when. I've probably lost I've lost a lot of cards this year. I might be bad at Magic, honestly, but The Guide to Cooked Bird. I remember this. Yeah. I mean, you make a keychain of the head. You get some neck meat, the T-bone,
Butt meat.
wing bone, the butt meat. Yeah. Another fucking jeweled bird. Yep. Pretty spot on.
Yeah, that's cool.
All right. Well, and then Eric and I did discuss the greatest card to draw a dick on. And
I'll see it.
It's probably Guardian Beast. Because he's locking up. He's already got his spread legs. He's got 4 arms, so he's clearly got, a couple, right? And he's just like the light shining on it. But man, it's a bold man that rips that Sharpie out and starts drawing.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I actually, when you I was sitting at my daughter's choir concert today, and when I saw the list of the topics, and it was best old school card to draw a dick on, I just pulled up all the old school cards on like Scryfall or something, and I was searching through them, and there are so many good cards that you could.
It just goes on.
Yeah.
Right?
Pretty much anything that is like a close up of a face, you can draw a dick on it. I mean, it's just, there's so much. Anybody holding a sword, that sword could turn into a dick. There's just so much. I was having a real hard time. I couldn't come up with the number one best.
Yeah, I really couldn't either. I mean, the reality is, I mean, that Felwar stone with just like a rock hard butt is as good as any of them. I mean, honestly, you just use your imagination and go for it. And that's one of my better work. I'm not an artist at all.
Yeah, that one's good.
I like the Felwar stone and the dick covered swamps. I did like that. I don't know. I did get some new Posca pens or whatever. It's kind of my art game.
Yeah,
a little bit. So
I was wanting Wall of Wood. Like, I was sitting there thinking that it would be funny with Wall of Wood to just draw a wall of erect penises. I thought that would work out pretty good, but
well, I know what I need to add in my my deck.
You could fit like, I don't know, probably like a wall of like 8 or 9 of them in there.
Oh yeah, easy.
Yeah, but that would require somebody to play Wall of Wood.
I'm not opposed to Wall of Wood. I'm all about that card. Yeah, man, you just start flipping through about anything, and it's ridiculous the options that are coming out. So I guess our only option is just to keep doing what we're doing, and then just share the best stuff at the end of the year. Right now, Lava Tubes is pretty hot. I don't know. We're gonna give an award that the Necro or the Dicropotence is pretty good. I don't know. We might have to pick a top 5 and have a vote or something like that, maybe.
We should like throw it out to the community, so like we could pick our top 5 and then post it onto like the old school Discord or something and be like, hey, rate these dicks.
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, see what everybody thinks.
Yeah, obviously this podcast isn't doing anything that it does for ratings. Clearly, this is just purely for our own, like, whatever we're bullshitting about. Like, we don't give a crap about what anybody thinks or says. Anything. It doesn't matter. So I'm just curious as we're going through this, where are we at right now? Like, it wasn't that long ago you were like, this thing's already like number 3 in Netherlands or something. Like, where is it today? Is it going up? Are we going backwards? Like, where are we with all this? Just curious.
I actually have
it doesn't
2
matter.
listeners, and they're both on here tonight, so I think that's pretty much it.
This is it, the whole cruise.
Yeah, this is that.
Well, then never mind. We're good. We're doing a great job. It just
turns out that we keep listening to ourselves over and over again. We're a bunch of weird narcissists or something.
Yeah, I've listened to every episode, and I've made a couple comments on the YouTube. got to help that algorithm.
Yeah.
But
Sure.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it, man.
Well, that's good. 100%.
No, I don't. I have
100%.
not. I have not looked up the stats lately. It is weird though, because I do run into a lot of people that listen, and it's kind of odd. Like you go to these events, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I listen to all of them." Like you do. Like I didn't think anyone would freaking listen to this thing, but
well, if we're at 100%, if we're 100%, viewer satisfaction or what? Nah,
yeah, man.
roll on.
I mean,
well, so
Roll-
we'll have to
roll on.
ask people what was your favorite episode. Maybe they'll come back and be like, that episode that you talked for dicks for 45 minutes.
I think this is
I
really.
don't think anybody's gonna say
This
that.
is
Jason.
purging the audience is what we're doing tonight. So
Oh,
we're gonna
yeah.
get rid of the non-believers or whatever you call them, and just get the cores, the core raw fans from here on out.
You know, an episode about them dicks on the Indy cars. Yeah, I didn't like that. I quit.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
Oh, okay.
I almost quit with the best butt, and then he freaking went dicks all night. I was done with that.
We lost one viewer. We're down to 50% audience. Oh, damn.
50% is just unsubscribed, blocked this forever from their podcast stream.
Unlucky.
We're good to go.
It's going to get reported. We're not going to be able to monetize the YouTube channel.
Unlucky.
Darn, man. I was really looking forward to the big sponsorships.
Well, I'll tell you something though. I do want to say, like, if I think people are probably going to come into old school more as things go on. I mean,
Content like this, man. We're gonna
not because of our anti cards, but you have 30th edition that's out there. Obviously, we're hating on it. I get that. I'm with us on it. I really am. I'm not a fan, but it does. It draws players. It might grab attention, in my opinion. And honestly, the different old school communities are becoming more organized. The more it goes on, the more people. You guys are talking with a whole host of old school communities, and we're getting together more often. There's more and more tournaments going on. It is growing. It used to be non-existent, and now they're starting to put together 30 to 40 man tournaments. I think it's going to keep growing, is my opinion. I think it's going to keep going on, and there's going to be people who want to break into old school and say, I want to start playing, but I don't have $16,000 to go out to drop on 30th edition to hope I get a deck. What if a person was wanting to break in and play?
Just get the hell out of here.
Yeah. If a person's looking to break in and start playing old school, like, what should they, if they want to play and have a good time, they need something that's at least reasonably competitive. What should they look at? My opinion is probably a red deck. That's what I did. I'm not made out of money. I don't know.
Yeah, man. I see a lot of people start out with mono red or like pink weenie. It's like red white. Man, those decks are so freaking good. It's really annoying. Like, I've never played before. Oh, I've been doing it for like 4 years now. I'm glad you stomped my ass in with that. That was great. Yeah, there's a lot of budget decks, honestly.
Oh, so a couple years ago for Christmas, I got a couple buddies and I kind of got them back into Magic, and they didn't have old school cards. So as a Christmas present, I bought one of them who likes goblins. I bought him a old school goblin deck. It cost me $50, and it wasn't completely like tuned to the gills or whatever, but it had all the fucking goblins. It had the lightning bolts. It had the grenades. It had some blood moons, that kind of thing. I mean,
you're telling me for $50 you had somebody playing old school?
Yeah,
like that. It really is that cheap.
And then for the same $50, I bought somebody, the other guy, what was it? Armageddon.
Yeah.
But it didn't have the duels, and it didn't have power or anything like that. But Armageddons are like a nickel. Armageddons are like $3 or $4. Yeah, it's like $3 or $4 for some Armageddons. Like balance is a couple bucks if you buy like a 4th edition one or whatever. I mean, you can build a decent deck in old school for really cheap. Just the same as you can build like a decent standard deck or a decent modern deck for, $50, $60. it just doesn't have all of the frills, and it doesn't have all the like cool stuff in it, but you have to work your way up to that.
Yeah. So I've noticed some of you guys have really been working. I mean, we've been doing this for 2 years now, guys, right? 2 years. How old's Eve on hand? When's it established? Do we have that on your T-shirt? You have to sit back.
We are going on 4 years probably.
4 years?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you guys have been slowly pimping out your decks over that time. I've seen it, like especially like Eric. Eric really works hard, like getting like the autographed cards and this sort of thing. Like, everybody keeps, getting a little bit fancier stuff. I mean, you guys are talking the other week about Patrick and the time he accidentally threw his Black Lotus in the trash. Like that was, there's some wild. There's it's like you said, you can start out $50 or something, the cost of a good steak dinner. You're in. You're ready to play old school with all the old timers and get out there. But if you can start slowly ramping it up, pimping out your deck, getting, the autograph versions of things and upping things, slowly working into like beta or whatever. And it's pretty fun. It's a good community. It really is. I like playing with Commander, and I thought that was a good community, but I think old school really is a good way to play the game. It's possible that it grows, in my opinion. I think it's going to keep going. I don't think we're even close to what the community is going to look like in 3 to 5 years from now. I think it's just going to keep going.
So I'm gonna spoil Eric's new I know we wanted to talk about it, but whatever. So we were talking. This deck is like low to the ground, badass. So you got your Savannah Lions, Bolts, Chain Lightnings, Balance, Ankh, Black Vice, Disenchant, all this stuff's. I mean, I haven't spent $5 yet. Couple of copper tablets. Now this one's kind of pimped out. It does have a City of the Bottle, which is expensive, and the wheel and the mocks and the library, and there's some stuff. But like Cleanse, I think that's what it's called, right?
Cleansing.
Yeah. So I mean, check this thing out. I mean, this is kind of the ultimate tech. I'll swap over. So you destroy all lands, they can pay 1 life for each land they wish to save. You've been beaten down by lions and bolts and like, what are you gonna do? And then you got a freaking Anka Mishras. If you don't take the damage, you're gonna burn on that. I mean, it's a $6 like I hate my life card. Really good. So this is like spicy tech. I mean, you could build this whole thing for, $50-$60 probably, if you didn't go hard. The balance is not that expensive. The duels obviously will get you, but you can run, white bordered cities, things like that. So, but you can even throw that into almost a mono white deck with, you're just splashing red for bolts and chains. That's only a couple mountains in the whole thing. Or throw a land tax in there. But what a brutal card. I love this thing. It just does so much damage so fast. And then it is 3 white for cleansing, but again, I can't tell if it's $6 or $22, but it's a card you never see. So you get a shot at the spice prize while just stomping face with 1 drops and 2 drops. And then tap it out at 3s and be like, all right, no, I ain't gonna sack. All right, I'll sack these 2 lands and take 2. And you're, oh, okay. So now I'll drop another Ankh and you're screwed. Yeah. Eric was showing this thing to me. I love it, man. It's so good.
This looks pretty cool. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, it's a. I don't know who came up with it. I should have some history. I'm a bad podcaster, but it's really cool. I mean, I like the ATOG on the side. So you can bring it in and kind of do the whole TOG thing and sack some of that stuff that you're not using. But solid deck, man. Cleansing.
Yeah, it's an interesting card, that's for sure. The 3 white, I feel like it would be hard to get played, but
that's why you could be almost just. I mean, you really could make this deck almost mono white with Order Leaper and things like that, and cut some of this power, and probably still do tremendously good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He's got a
No,
Crocus
super
that's just for flavor, you know. But there's a lot of options, and you can mix it up. You can go green. The like green small land destruction deck is really good. There's a lot of really good decks that do not cost a lot. Now myself, I play really expensive bad decks. Like I spend a bunch of money to play really crappy stuff that never works. That's kind of my thing.
So I always kind of attribute it to, when I played, standard back in the day and modern and all that kind of stuff. You had like three types of people, right? You had the dude that would just like bring the budget deck that was in the format because they just wanted to play. And then you always had the person that brought the like tier 1 meta whatever deck, and they were constantly just spending money and trying to get the newest latest deck. And then you had the guy that was spending a bunch of money to buy a deck that was just off the walls crazy and might do its combo or might do its thing, whatever. And I see the same thing. It's the same thing in old school. But the problem with old school is with new people, if you're that type A person that wants like the best deck, they won't be able to play this format because they're not going to be able to spend $50,000 on the deck. So it just automatically like disqualifies them from playing. And then you've got the other thing that's the crazy decks that do all the crazy things that have these crazy cards. Well, usually those crazy cards are worth a bunch of money in old school. So that kind of disqualifies them for playing. So like the new people have to have the mentality. Either new people that play the format either have to be like super nostalgic and have money and just want to throw money at the format, or they've got to have that personality where they can play a cheap budget deck and not care.
That's where I'm at.
Yeah, and I think
old,
that's the old school's biggest thing. We keep talking. Go ahead.
The old school community. I mean, the first time I ever played like any sort of a tournament, it was just a state tournament, and the very first person I played against, and that's just a kid. This guy was throwing an absolute tantrum that I was beating him, and it was the first game I'd ever played. It was my first experience with Magic. It was a bad experience. It was like this guy was playing for his house mortgage or something. Like it was really intense, and I can still remember that today. And it just that it really left me salty about it, really, because I didn't feel like that was how a recreational card game should be played. The old school community, I mean, yes, you do have expensive cards occasionally coming out, people playing them, but the community as a whole, they're relaxed. We're usually playing cards in an environment where you're having a beverage, something to eat. People aren't. Nobody's gonna leave there and go win their scholarship to go on or $100,000 prize or something. If you win, you might get a card with a dick on it. I mean, everybody's
that'll draw everybody. Yeah, you're right, Brandon. When word gets out, they're gonna come flocking in, man. When they hear that you can get a dick on every card,
yeah, they'll
get that from
come
Wizards.
in.
You gotta.
But the right kind of people they'll play this format, I guess, is my message. So if you have $50, you're wanting to start, you want to play with a community of Magic players, don't be shy to come in to try to your luck at playing old school, because
you think people
everybody
are
here's here for
to
the right
their
reason.
New buddy, like, hey, you're interested in old school? Listen to this podcast.
Yeah.
We talk dicks for half an hour.
Yeah, some dude that has like, what are the chances that some dude that is like wanting to venture into Magic just so happens to run into this podcast?
Yeah, if I meet the guy that listened to this podcast and started playing old school, that is my new best friend, dude. I'm so thrown down with this guy.
I meet that person, we're in a tournament, They drink for free. I'll take care
No.
of it. That's
That's
nonsense.
right, damn right.
That's
I'm
not.
gonna
It'll
have
not.
paid
It
your
will never
tab
happen.
tonight.
Yeah, no tab.
You,
They go
you
for it.
started
Have
from
fun.
this podcast. You
Yep.
made it through the dicks to the inspirational budget part of the
Promo.
podcast.
Hashtag drink all night. That's the promo code. You walk up to me and you tell me that, you're done. Your tab is
Well,
gone.
I've mentioned this before, but like the thing that I see with old school is it's a nostalgia driven format for the most part. The people that are like really into it that started playing it uh on their own volition and did get dragged into playing it by somebody else or whatever. They're people that remembered these old cards from back in like the early to mid 90s, and they still want to play with them. So now there's a format for you to play with all these cards from 30 years ago when you were a kid, and the 90s was a good time and everything was better in the 90s, and it was just good. And those people back then, when Magic first came out, you didn't have like super competitive stuff. It wasn't until like later on, 96, 95, things like that. I mean, yeah, there were these little local tournaments and things like that, but for the most part, people just played it to have a good time. So the people that are playing old school or that got started in old school have that same mentality of when they played it 30 years ago. They're just playing it to have a good time. That's one of the things that I think is hard to get new people to play old school, because Magic, there for a while, not so much recently, but there for a long while, Magic was like this competitive thing. And so when you get these people there where their nostalgia might be from like fucking original Ravnica or something,
Yeah.
and they're like, their whole philosophy on Magic is it's a competitive type game and that kind of thing, it would be really hard to drag them into old school. So I don't know.
Those people that should play pre-modern.
Yeah.
It's very competitive, and it's old cards. It's a pool that never changes, and it's still very competitive.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's a better spot.
Who knows what'll happen to old school? I guess it really doesn't matter. I mean, I'll be collecting these stupid ass 30-year-old cards until I die, and then it won't matter anymore. So
yeah, literally last night I was going through, and so I'm the same way. I'm trying to collect. Unlike Jason, I'm trying to collect 4 of everything old school, or a play set of old school, which isn't exactly 4 of everything. But so I went through Legends last night, and I was looking at the freaking, starting the white cards as you do. What the hell's up with some of these prices, man? I mean, it's insane. Like, did you know the freaking, all right, here, I'll test you. You know what rapid fire does?
I remember the art, but I don't know what it does.
Good card to draw a dick on, but it's this is one of the most unplayable cards I've ever seen. You have to cast it before blockers are declared. It's a white and 3, so it costs 4 for an instant. You play before blockers, no tricks. It gives a creature first strike, and if it doesn't have rampage, it gives rampage 2. This thing is a $20 card. No one's ever played this card ever. It's just absolute garbage. I mean,
why is it $20?
It's $20, easy. Yeah,
I see that, but why?
This TCG player is a lie. There's no $9.50. So I'm trying to get 4 of everything. A lot of times it's pretty easy. I can just they're 50 cents or whatever. So I'm like, oh yeah, cool.
Is it a rare?
It's a rare, yeah. It's a rare for some reason.
Junk rare.
Is this in the 30th edition?
Before defense is chosen. I mean, at least trick them. They don't see it coming. You gotta full on lure the creature, and then they see it coming. I mean, it's I don't know. Anyhow,
we
I'm gonna
don't
get
need
4
to
of
worry
those.
about it. Go to the simulator for 30th edition. We'll simulate how many packs we need till we get them.
To get a rapid fire 1 pack, probably. You get that sucker every time. So
now, guys, you're getting your bullshit mixed up. You can't get a rapid fire in 30th edition. You have to open Dominary United Collector boosters until you get a rapid fire.
Jesus.
All right, how about an Akron Legionnaire? What do you think these babies run for? It's an 8/4 none of your non-artifact creatures may attack but he costs a mere 8.
I'm gonna say I know he's a rare.
He's a rare.
Because there was a ton of them. I'm gonna say.
20.
All this is nonsense. What the hell's wrong with this website?
I'm gonna say
sorry.
30. I'm gonna say $30.
Yeah, they're $30. I don't know. The 35 cents. Hang on, I'm gonna buy that.
That's
I'll take 'em.
Chronicles. That is Chronicles total.
That is Chronicles, yes. So again, reserve list nonsense. It's a 35-cent card that's unplayable, but the original one's still $30. If they printed it today, it would be a 30-cent card. It would be horrible. What's some of the other ones? There was a ton of these, like these ones I don't own 4 of, and I'm like, oh god. How about Elder Landworm?
That's that white 5/5, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a white 5/5. Very good.
Oh man.
He has defender until he blocks.
Let's see. How much would he be worth? I don't know. I'm just gonna guess because it's a Legends card. I'm gonna say
12.
It's not crazy. It's $25 for.
No, I was gonna say 35.
Yeah, so it's $25. I mean, it's a dragon on there, but again, it's
terrible.
3 white and 4 for a 5/5 that can't even attack yet. Yeah, those are the affordable ones I need to get. What about Mold Demon? I mean, it's just.
Oh, that thing went up. I actually owned it when it went up.
That is some good artwork. Wow.
That is where it's at right there. I mean, that is. I mean,
Amazing.
you wouldn't really have to be an artist to draw a dick in that hand right there. It would just go right there.
I know at
blood
one point,
flying off his fingers.
I know at one point Mold Demon was like $40.
Yeah, it's about $40. 6/6 for 7. You have to sack 2 swamps. I mean, what? Maybe Get Rug Monster or something? I don't even know what to do with that.
Well, if you need your Mold Demon, I think I have like a playset of them in some of these boxes because I've got
As
some.
long as it's not Chronicles, let's see. I need. Hang on, I'll tell you right here what I need.
I got some in collection, and I couldn't sell them.
3 Mold Demons.
Oh shit!
Looking like $100 in Mold Demons.
Wow.
That's the collector of me. Like the Wretched. That's a cool card, but
Yeah, that's a cool one. I always like the art. It's like
yeah,
green.
he's awesome,
Yeah.
man.
That's good artwork.
Yeah, that's good artwork. Dude, it's $50 for a Wretched.
$50.
35-cent version for Chronicles.
Yeah, there you go.
I need some Hell's Caretaker. That's a fun card, but I mean, I can definitely see how that's. I mean, that's been reprinted over and over again. So it was in Masters 25. It's in Chronicles. It's in 9th edition. You know what the original one cost? $75.
Yeah, that one's expensive.
And that is definitely one of those that like it's not on the reserve list apparently. Can reprint the crap out of it. The original's $75. Still $75. No one wants the other crap, you know. And then I do have some.
I don't know. For some reason now, I just saw that Hell's Caretaker, and I want to build a Hell's Caretaker. What's that stupid shadow? Nether Shadow.
Oh yeah, now you're talking about language.
Hell's Caretaker, Nether Shadow, Ball Lightning.
Yeah, you don't have to draw a dick on this. That's an exciting deck right there, man. That's amazing. That's what I'm talking about. Be so good. See, Hellfire, $171.
No, yeah, the Hellfire was crazy.
Divine Intervention. I mean, what do you think? All right, last one. Divine Intervention. You put
I don't even.
2 counters on it. You remove the last counter. The game's a draw. Cost 8.
I'm gonna say $50.
30.
$220.
No way.
Yes, sir.
God.
Yep.
Do I have any?
And I own 1. I mean, I guess the trolls apparently make a lot of money.
Damn it, I don't have one. Damn it.
Whatever the troll personality is, that is also a wealthy personality. They seem to have all the money. which I think goes back to Magic 30. The best thing I think anyone can do, hope someone does it, is to build the deck in New Border 30th edition. And then shows up to an old school and just plays the whole thing. The New Border is the actual deck and just wins the whole thing. Dressed as a troll.
And then there's his deck photo. Yes.
He better be a big lad because no.
Well, so here's my hot take, I guess, that the restriction, so you've got old school, and the rules for old school was always old original art, original border. Mm-hmm. And I think that that should be thrown out. That any reprint of any of those cards should be legal. Just for the sheer fact that the whole reason you have that with the old art,
I do not want to play against this. No.
No, look. So, and here's my reasoning. Because the old art, old border was supposed to like make you feel like you were, 30 years ago, you were playing that original game of Magic. But now, when you sit down and you play, people got dicks drawn all over their stuff. They've got like full bordered extensions. They've got like dudes smoking bongs painted all over it, whatever. So all that's gone. So what's the difference anymore?
Interesting, but no. Nice attempt.
That's what I said. It's a hot take.
Yeah, hot take. Yeah, shove it right up your microphones.
Listen to this guy. No, I mean, I'm not completely against what Jason's saying, but
yeah, no,
I do understand it, but
these do like old like
artwork,
full art. It's like not even Magic card. It's just like plastic styrofoam you can see through and shit. No. We gotta hang on to a little something. AI is gonna take over the world soon. We got our old cardboard. We gotta hang on to that piece of it.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm not gonna change everybody's mind. But at the same time, we'll get there.
Here's the thing, though, real quick, and then we can move past.
Hold on.
Jason,
to the one guy that's watching, who's got real excited about hearing about dicks for the last 45 minutes.
Why do you guys keep bringing that up?
As long as I convince that guy who's probably got his pants down, then I've done my job, I guess. I don't know where I'm going with this. So anyway, sorry.
All right. So if I take out a piece of paper and I just drive the Shivan Dragon on it, and I show up to an old school tournament, shitty looking, couple of dots on there, whatever, I play that, the community's gonna be like, "Hey man, good job, that looks great." But if I show up with a Shivan Dragon that's not that's been printed,
this 20th edition Shivan bullshit,
right? I'm gonna get like, hey, asshole, what do you think this is?
Yeah. Get the fuck out of here, bitch.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here, nerd.
It just doesn't make
Go back to your hobbit hole.
It doesn't make sense to me anymore.
That's why I'm saying, like, I sympathize with what Jason's saying because it makes sense, but we do want to preserve, the way the game was originally intended. That's what makes old school old. I get that, but
yeah,
if I ever want it, so
I mean,
whatever. That's my cold take.
people really like the altars. Altars are really cool. Like I look at them and I'm like, that's really cool. That's really cool. But if you ever see any of my decks that I play, like they're never altered. Everything's always just like straight, and that's just because I don't know. That's the way it was like 30 years ago. So I thought that was the whole point.
And just like Brian said, like I would agree. Like if I was about to get melted down by the Shivan Dragon, that's the artwork I would want to be getting melted down by.
Well, I gotta say, again, Thrashback Throwback, because the guy was like, I was crushing with a Shivan. He's like, it's cool, dude. I've never lost to an Alpha Shivan. I'm like, yeah, but it's a CE. It's not an Alpha, but it looked Alpha on the front.
You just ruined his day. He was like, I can handle this. And then
Yeah, the guy was like happy to lose to an alpha ship, and it's like, that's never happened in my life. Like, probably never will.
Yeah, after the game, you find
You should have just let it go.
with his wrist.
This is the 40th edition. I'm a time traveler. I'm from the future. This is Magic 40.
Speaking of 40th edition, so if they did
They're
this
alpha cut, so they're not really duplicating the reserve list.
Yeah. So speaking of 40th edition, so if they did, so Wizards of the Coast that's one thing that they do. They will do something, and then they will just keep doing it until they drive it into the ground. So if you think that this 30th edition reprint of Beta is the end of it, then I think you're in for a rude awakening, because they're going to
reprint. I did have a thought on this topic. Yeah. So what if they printed like an entire Beta set, but they were like a 1/4 inch bigger? So like all you can do is you could cube with them. You could, it would be its own format, because they're not the same size. Like, no one's trying to jam that shit in a normal deck.
Yeah, I guess.
That's a product, right? I mean, like, I would buy the hell out of them.
Have you
40th edition cube?
Have you seen the world's smallest Magic decks?
Yeah, I've seen those. That's stupid.
So I mean, it's kind of the same thing, right?
Yeah, kind of the same, but no.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, they will, mark my words, at some point they'll find a way to be like, oh guys, we reprinted the Dark and Antiquities and whatever, and we're calling it like Four Horsemen Remastered or something like that. They'll do it, and they'll charge you.
We'll have 30th edition, and then we'll have 31st edition and 32nd edition, and
33rd edition. It's got octagon corners.
Yep.
The sides are arched. Yeah.
I don't know. Honestly, my bet is I bet the community accepts it at some point. I agree with what you're saying, but I think a lot of it will probably be
already in sleeves. Then it's like you can never take them out of it's a pre-sleeved card.
This would have been really cool if they wouldn't be charging what they do. $250 for a pack of cards is retarded.
Oh yeah, it's so stupid.
If it was $250, even if it was like, say it was a couple $100 for for the whole thing, $50 a pack or something. All right, fine. That's still gouging, but it's at least more doable. This is ridiculous.
And you know what really pisses me off? This is what really grinds my gears. They do all this bullshit. They put all these like cards in, like we're putting these legend cards. You spend $300 on a collector booster and you get a Darkwood Boars, or pay $1,000 and you can get a bunch of proxy farmsteads. But by God, they won't reprint fucking what is it? Serendib Efreet? That's not a reserve list card. They won't reprint it in original art, like time shifted in some stupid set, so that somebody can play Serendibs with the original art and not have to pay like $300-$400.
They should really do they should do this on Black Border.
Yeah. I mean, you've got this one, so this is the alternative, but there is no reprint of the original art of this card with an old border that you can play with. And it's not even a reserve list card. I was super excited that maybe they would do that for like Dominaria United or whatever the fuck it is. But
this is probably my favorite old school screw up, because I was playing what's the real card? I had the real card, and the guy was convinced it was Serendib. I was playing anyhow, I was playing the actual correct art.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, take one in your upkeep. I'm like, no, dude, this isn't Serendib. It's the actual Arabian Nights. Oh my God. Yeah. If right? Yeah.
Yeah, if free. Yeah. It doesn't that thing like you pay a mana and it deals a damage?
Oh, if
yeah.
Man. And
yeah.
He's really good in the 4 Horsemen format, where it's only the 4 expansion sets because you don't have Lotus. And not the problem with this in like old school is someone just cracks the Lotus, they pay 3 green because anyone can pay a green, doesn't damage, it just kills it. So they'll just like Lotus it, boom, 3 green, kill it, and then it's dead. But yeah, he's awesome in actual the 4 Horsemen event. So yeah, I was playing him. He's like, oh yeah, you take 1 in your upkeep. I'm like, no, dude, it's Black Border. Dude. That's it. If it's not Serendip. But I do love that they screwed up Serendip so bad with one of the jankiest arts.
Yeah, like what is with that guy? He looks like some kind of like lounge singer.
I mean, all right. Is that better to draw a dick on than Guardian Beast? Oh. He's 2-handing it.
That
it's
is
got
true.
A shadow in the back. It's got its own shadow.
I mean, I kind of feel like if you were gonna do, I mean, what would he be holding his own dick?
I think so, right?
So you would have to draw like a green dick. Like, what would that even look like?
New paint back in the store.
God,
Back
I can't
to the
draw that.
store.
Sorry, I think go back to Hobby Lobby. What? Again? Yeah.
94
Green
cents
dick
for
this
more
time.
paint. Jesus. I can't afford all this dick paint.
You just got a normal dick, all right? It's just how it is. It's never seen the sun. It's okay? Just shut up and take the fucking Ante, man. Shut up and take it. Spady is ribbed for Braille.
Yeah.
Blind people play Magic too. Come on.
Yeah, fair enough. He gets a regular dick.
No, I'm with you. I wish they'd reprint that. I wish they'd reprint everything.
I kind of do too.
All right. We gotta wrap up here. I just wanted to get your input on this card. I realized I didn't have these. I started finishing out my set of Infinite Authority.
Keep going, zoom it in.
All right, let's keep zooming in. Whoop, zoomed in too far. Let's get the text here. It's 3 white. It's an enchantment. Whenever an enchanted creature blocks or becomes blocked by a creature with power toughness 3 or less, destroy that creature. At the end of combat, and then you get a +1 counter for doing it. So, I mean, 3 white's tough, so you're really heavy into white. But I feel like Wall of Swords is kind of cool with this. But I don't know what I'm going to do with a really massive wall that just keeps growing and you can't get past. I don't know. I wanted to get input because I'm like, all right, this is going to be like my next project card is how to make Infinite Authority work.
And
I mean,
I feel like the
it's got a lot of drawbacks. Like it's at the beginning and the end steps. You can't really use it with a first strike creature and like make it bigger immediately.
So the way I look at this. So this is one of those cards to me that like is bad because it requires your opponent to do the thing that is gonna just like disadvantage them.
You can block too.
Yeah, but the opponent has to choose to attack, right?
True. Yeah.
So
it does give your opponent the chance.
Right, but. So, like, whenever I look at a card like this, I think, okay, well, what can I do to remove that choice from my opponent? So the thing that I immediately think with this is like Nettling Imp or things like that to force that they have to attack.
And
then you could also put you'd be playing like white-black. And then you can have Singears, which do kind of the same thing along with the Nettling Imp.
Oh man, yeah, you swing into a Singear and you kill it, get a counter from that and a counter from this.
Yeah,
game over. But that's double black, triple white, man.
That's not terrible in old school. You got cities, you got mana don't matter in old school. Everybody plays 5 colors.
Terrible in freaking Legacy. You talking about?
Oh.
All right. No, I like that.
I can't say anything. I play really greedy mana bases. But,
I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a fan of it. Like I want to be, But the reason why is because all your higher end decks, you're not gonna catch their creature with this. I don't think. You're fighting uphill. I want to love it. I can't.
Definitely an uphill
I don't.
fight.
I
Yeah,
don't
this
have
is
the
a horrible
vision.
card.
I don't have the vision to love it. The last time I seen a card like this was Wood Elemental. I'm okay.
No. Wood Elemental's
pass.
4 tiers below this thing, man. Wood Elemental's
All right,
trash.
that's
This
fair.
thing will ruin somebody's day with the right deck. I don't know. Maybe it's the sideboard card against people with little small creatures. And it's like, wait, what? Like every time?
The people with little small creatures are usually goblin players, I guess. So I mean,
Yeah.
there's not a lot. I mean, White Weenie.
Yeah, I mean, you throw this on Order of Leaper, and it's got first strike, and then if you deal with that, you're gonna get another counter on it. I wished again, Enchantress didn't cost double green. Be good in an Enchantress deck, but all right, well,
Yeah.
a little bit of input there. I appreciate that. All right,
I mean, I want to be on board, but I can't.
No, this is part of my journey. So I'm trying to get a set of everything as I get it, I play it, and this is the next one on the chopping block here.
So what about if you put that? Okay, so maybe this is just really.
Here we go. Here we go.
Maybe this is just really stupid. It is really stupid, but I don't know.
No, come on, let's have it. You set us up. Let's have it.
So you get like creatures that give poison counters, right? And those are usually dinky little creatures. But you put like infinite authority on their. Oh wait, no, never mind. But I was just thinking it would be able to like you could put infinite authority on little poison creatures, and in that way, even if they block your 1/1 with like a 2/2 or a 3/3 or something like that, then that 2/2 or 3/3 would still die. So it would force them to like trade down or take poison counters.
Yeah, I like that.
My fear, if I played this card 30 seconds after I was proud of myself, it would get unsummoned.
Sure, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
They get bounced right back to my hand.
Well, that's the problem.
They're just instantly destroyed or whatever. Yeah. That's the thing.
That's just the problem with enchantments, right? I mean, all enchant creatures. It's just gonna happen.
Right. Because I have a terrible time even just trying to do something as simple as ball lightning. Like I only play red. So I play red. I'm poor. I don't have a lot of money, so I play red cards. Well, I want to love ball lightning, but getting that thing to hit target, she doesn't always give you the love that you want. It takes it. You better be ready to. You gotta be swinging hard and hope that your enemy isn't ready to block because there's too many ways to knock it out.
Last thing.
Maybe next to last.
Ball lightning.
Go ahead.
Yeah, ball lightning, infinite authority, ultimate combo.
It would it be
triple red, triple white, dude? I need to do that. I need to do it just once.
I'll tell you what. Anybody who plays that,
Beta flare. All right. Well, Jesus.
No.
Triple red, triple white. You can use Sunglasses of Urza, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. That's where it's at. All right.
Totally.
This is my current jam. I've been trying right here. This is a new deck I came up with, and we gotta call it.
I have to say, I saw this when you set that out, and the more I look at this, the more I love this deck.
It's really got some style. I got to play it for the first time today against Eric. I hit him with like 3 poison counters off the Pit Scorpion, which is cool. But really, it's a land equilibrium Nethervoid deck. And unfortunately, he was playing like this freaking Enchantress deck with all kinds of mana creatures, and it was just a horrible matchup. It was wrecking me. But yeah, it's really, if you can get land equilibrium down with like maybe 3 lands and a Mox or a bird or an elf or something like that, and then play Nethervoid, like they're really limited to 3 lands and whatever else they can come up with. So I've got the crumbles to deal with, maybe some artifact mana. I got Black Vices, and then I got Pit Scorpion. Just hit him 10 times. What are they gonna do? They can't play shit. And I actually did the Pendelhaven, doubled the Pendelhaven, like tapped one, played the next one, sacked the first one, kept the land equilibrium around 3. It was pretty good. And Pendelhaven with like stone throwing devils is pretty good. It gives you some 2-3 first strikes against their crap. You got to get it down, but it's been fun, man. I enjoyed the game, even though I probably lost it, but it was fun. We are playing by some new rules that are a little different. I can send my other deck too. I've been playing.
So the new rules you're talking about, the one with the what is it, the lands don't tap for mana?
Yeah, Strip Mine doesn't tap for mana, and Workshop doesn't, or not Workshop, but Factory doesn't tap for mana. And then we kind of limited some stuff, and I don't know. It does feel like it's kind of opening up some things quite a bit. This deck, Eric says, is my favorite, best deck I've ever made. He loves it now, even though I've lost like every freaking time. Well, it is cool. Maybe. Hang on, let me pull it up here. So it's essentially my Alpha Black collection. So I've got like 23 Plague Rats, 3 All Hallows Eve. I'm running. I ended up putting 2 Bizarre Baghdad's instead of 1. The photo showing 1, but I put 2 in there. Man, you just load that graveyard up, and then when Bizarre goes off, you get all those Plague Rats back, and they're coming back 7/7s, 8/8s. Oh, it's like a terrifying turn. You know it's coming. I've got Lord of the Pit if I need to feed the rats to it, but it's just like rat, 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 and then you start killing stuff. And you're like, all right, All Hallows Eve, bring them all back, and it is kind of cool. It's had mixed results. I think I need to maybe get rid of the Drain Lives aren't doing that much. Where are they at? They're over here.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like this is my entire Alpha collection. I have like 24 Plague Rats, Lord of the Pit. I do have Alpha Soul Rain, Chaos Orb, and Tutor, and some Rituals. So, and Terrors. Terror was pretty good. That's been doing some work. The Lotus is not Alpha. It just says CE.
How dare you?
I know. Yes, it isn't. But so like
I didn't know I was on this podcast with poor people.
Yeah, I'm one of the poors. I'm one of the poors. But yeah, the new rules we made on the walk tap for 1 mana makes the card playable. It's pretty cool. He's not even playing like hardly anything flying in the couple games we played, but it's still like not a dead card. We did not make Bizarre tap for 1 mana, which feels broken. It would have been out of control. I like the greed. I might throw it in Diamond Valley just to start gaining some life off some of these massive rats. But yeah, it's just been bad matchups because he's running like Lure, and he put a Lure on an Enchantress, and I had to block it with 7/7/7 rats while this other creature came through and killed me. It was awful. Safe Haven, it taps for 1 mana, which is actually a useful card now finally. So I don't know, it's kind of fun. So I think that's going to be our next big event, is we're going to use these new rules. We'll probably talk about it a little more. And we made Plague Rats Unlimited. That was like, all right, let's see if that's broken or not. It's not broken. I'm not like dominated every game. It's fun. It's cool. It's a good time, but it's definitely not broken.
Yeah, I took earlier this week. I had a little bit of time, and I took those rules, and I pulled them up on one screen, and then I pulled up my Millstone deck on the other screen, and I said, "Yeah, it's still fine." So
Millstone still good.
Yep, still good.
Yeah, so we need to sort out the last couple rules in that thing before we release it. That'll be probably the next podcast. It's supposed to be tonight, but
what? Real quick, I know you guys got to go, but when you're saying rules, like, are we having a tournament or something coming up soon, or what?
Yeah, so that's what I'm hoping to do, a tournament, probably at the new factory. We're gonna we can be a good way to break it in there. So All right, I'll run through them. So, Library of Alexandria is banned. The Factory and Strip Mine, you can have 4 of each, but they don't tap for mana. So, Strip Mine is still a 0 casting cost land destruction. It's not insane to play 4 of them. They just don't tap for mana. Workshops, we limited to 2. The other lands that are like banning lands from Legends, they tap for mana. Diamond Valley still does not tap. Bazaar does not tap for mana. Maze of Ith does not tap for mana. We limited it to 2. Island of Walk does, but limited it to 2. Safe Haven, all right, 2. I almost forgot about that. Anyhow, we can just kind of fix some of the random lands. Ban Mind Twist, Shahrazad's 2, Infinite Plague Rats, Infinite Thrall Champions, 2-time vaults, 2 recalls, and then the normal stuff. So we even allowed M30 Old Frame.
I gotta remember. I gotta check. What does Island of reduce target flying creatures power to 0?
Yeah, it's
and it taps for a mana in this format.
In this format, yeah. So you can take that Sarah Angel and draw a dick on it.
Fuck.
Because it's gonna be worthless.
Right. Yep, I'm gonna have to buy a couple for the Millstone deck then.
They're not inexpensive. You might want to just Sharpie a land.
Are you gonna have a Spice Award?
I need some anyway.
I don't know. We gotta figure all this out. Yeah, we should probably have a Spice Award. I don't know. That screws up me every time because I can't. That's my kryptonite, man. I'm like, Spice Award. Yeah, all right. Screw winning.
But you can't win your own Spice Award now.
Well, I don't even listen to my event. These are like Eric's rules. Eric came up with this. I'm trying to get everyone to test it out. So that's gonna be the thing. It's like we're just sort of working on a rule set.
And everybody gets to add a pack of 30th edition to their deck when they show up, you say?
Sure. Yep. Absolutely. If you want to bring a pack of 30th edition with you, I think we should allow that. When's that shit going on sale? November?
28th, I think. It's late November.
Okay, well, I'm sad that you know. Okay, yeah. I think that's part of it. That's part of it. If you're willing to drop $250, you can only buy them at $1,000 a pop anyhow. So you got to find the one guy that'll
$250
buy them for $1,000 and sell them for $250 a pack. Yeah, and then you can bring that along. And if you happen to get your second box or whatever, knock yourself out.
Fair enough.
Well, this stupid podcast just cost me $300.
Bargain night.
Sorry, buddy.
All right, we better call it a night. We're going long again. We always go long.
Yeah.
Never fails.
Like the dicks on the cards. They're always going long.
The dicks through an hourglass. So are the cards of our lives.
Oh.
All right. Well, hopefully someone can't sleep tonight because of what we've done. That'll make my day better.
Yeah. Well, I mean, hopefully this gets uploaded, so I'll have a fun drive to work, re-listen.
Yeah. Just don't let your wife listen to it. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Another banger.
Another banger.
All right. We'll see you guys. Appreciate it.
Bye.